So it's been a while since my last Magic 2014 video, and I felt the need to upload a new one. And I believe in a few days the expansion pack is actually going to arrive on the PlayStation 3. It already arrived on PC, and I believe also arrived on the Xbox 360. So everybody's been playing the expansion for a couple days now, but for PS3 we're still a little bit delayed, about a week actually. And I believe that I think before the expansion comes out for PS3, before I actually get onto playing it, I wanted to upload some videos actually showing the final builds for each one of my 10 libraries, my 10 decks that are going to be available for the game whenever you first started off. So my favorite one, of course, is Chant of the Daya, and that one is a green deck, pretty much with the sole purpose of bringing out mana as quickly as possible and bringing out like big heavy beaters to beat down the opponent. So I will show you guys my build and show you guys exactly what I have in it and discuss why it shows what I put in it and how I felt about the decisions of the cards I kept out. So anyways, first thing we got Eye of the Ujin. That's actually getting all the Eldrazi's out of the deck, and it's amazing legendary land. We got 2 Green Sun Zenith. This I felt it was very important late game, as opposed to a little bit weaker creatures that actually get you mana that I actually had in before, because I felt that I needed whatever I could get, whatever I could use that actually got me creatures out of my deck to the field automatically. It mills out the deck a lot faster, and it also helps me just bring out the heavy beaters a lot faster if I'm in like a pickle and I really need something to get me out of trouble. Next we got 2 Tangles, also going to help you out tremendously against anything that's going to like pretty much completely kill you. The biggest problem with this library is the fact that it requires like about 3-4 turns for it to play like Possum, for it to play like Dead. And during those 3-4 turns, you're probably going to take a beating. And this card can lessen the damage and allow you to survive a couple more turns until you get your big creatures out and be able to get back into the game and win the game. So next we got 4 Explorers. Now with 4 Explorers, it was actually a little bit difficult to decide what to pick for the 4 Explorers. Because first, instead of actually using the 4 Explorers, I was using Colony Hard Expeditions. But I realized that even though Colony Hard Expeditions gives you 2 manas for the price of only 1 card, you gotta wait about 1 or 2 turns to do it, depending on how much mana you can bring out faster to the field. And sometimes you really don't draw mana early into the game. So this is a more guaranteed thing that you're actually gonna draw at least into another card. And if you got a lot of mana in your hand, then you're able to play a lot more mana that's quickly, like even though it's gonna deplete your whole hand really fast. Also, as opposed to Colony Hard Expedition, Explorer is actually a better card when you're top decking, whenever you have nothing else. Because you draw the card, you play it, and you automatically draw something else. So it really does help out your deck whenever you actually in a game where it's really tight, and both of you are probably top decking or probably like down to very few cards in their hands or something like that. So anyways, next one, let's go to the next one. It's Rampant Growth. It's just like a no-brainer. It's to get 4 guaranteed manas out of our libraries. Next we got Farhaven Elf, which is also the same purpose. A 3-star that guarantees that you get a mana out of your deck to the field, from the library to field, and mills out your deck, of course, and then gives you something to actually block out some damage, which is sorely needed in this library. Next we got Harmonize, and this is my only cost of 4 card. It's Harmonize, to draw 3 cards. I had some trouble choosing this one because I had a few things I could actually choose instead, like Gracing Glade Hearts, or Fierce Empaths, or Spore Mounds. I also had, I believe I also had the Woodborn Behemoth, and I also had the Into the Wilds, Elvish Piper, and Oracle of the Daya actually to choose for that card instead, along with some other things. And I want to explain before anybody comments below to why I did not put these cards in there. I've used them so much already, and I've realized they're good, but they're only good when things go exactly according to plan. And the biggest thing about that library is that you're required for everything to work right away. One of my biggest nuisances whenever I play against Mind Maze, and whenever they play something to put my creature back into my hand, or to destroy my creature, copy my creature. These are creatures that always seem to fall into that little trap. You bring them out, they're automatically gone. So I filled up my library with as many cards that actually got instant gratification, an instant advantage. So instead of using these cards, which are on their own, they're good if they're kept on the field, on the battlefield. Usually what would happen is I would waste that turn just playing them, and then they would get taken away and destroyed or something, because every other deck besides this library has a whole lot of destruction. So it's a very big disadvantage. So I had to do without them after many games and many tests with them. I just had to say, hey, I can't deal with it. So I went ahead and just decided to use Harmonizer, which is the only four cost card that actually got me like an instant advantage, instant power. So next we got the 3 Primeval Titans. This is like the most important library card in the library, of course, because it lets you get your mana out quick, and it lets you get the Isle Ujin, the legendary land, for getting the Eldrazi's and cutting the cost of the Eldrazi cards by 2. So it's an amazing card. 3 of them is necessary if you want to make this deck work. Next we got Vigor, and that's like a no-brainer as well, because it makes all your little creatures pretty much unstoppable anytime they take any damage. Next we got 2 Summoning Traps, so this just works wonders against Mind Maze or any other library that uses cards that counter. It's also a nice card to use whenever it's on your opponent's turn and your opponent decides to attack you with a weaker creature. You play it when they attack you and get something big out of your library to put it on the field and block out the damage and kill their creature in the process. It's nice as an instant trap that allows you to counter a couple things. Next we got the Avenger Ascendicar. Avenger Ascendicar is just like an amazing card. I believe it's probably the most important card in this library, because lately I've just been winning so many games with it. I just search it out of my library, put it on the field, and boom, I automatically win. Especially when it can easily get like about 9-10 mana out on the field within by turn 7. If you can get the Primeval Titans out in the field really quick. Next we got the Pelakka Worms, 3 of them, and this is always a hard choice, Pelakka Worms or Grazing Gladehearts. But the reason why I chose Pelakka Worms is that I always get something out. I always get my mana out really quick because all my cards automatically get me something, so I don't have to wait. And it gives me 7 life, which I sorely need, because automatically gives me 7 life. I don't need to wait for myself to play more mana like I do with Grazing Gladeheart. So it automatically gives me the 7 life that I want. And if it gets destroyed, I automatically get a card out from the... I automatically draw a card. It has the trample and it's a 7/7, so it gives you some a big creature on the field with a lot of extra advantages to it. Next we got Tooth and Nail. Tooth and Nail, amazing card. Lets you get any 2 creatures out of the library to the field. My favorite 2 creatures to pick out is Avenger Zendikar and the Primeval Titan, because it automatically guarantees that you're going to get at least like 7 tokens. I would say at least 9 tokens, and each token would be about 2-3. What do you call it? Toughness to power. Power to toughness 2-3. So once you activate Tooth and Nail with Avenger Zendikar, Primeval Titan, you're automatically guaranteed to win. Assuming you do the Entwine. So next we got the 3 All Is Dust. This is like a sorely needed card in this library. As of course, like I mentioned before, the biggest thing with this library is that it is slow. So since it is slow, the best thing is that we wait until if your opponent has a lot on the field, by the time you actually get your big creatures out, that you're actually able to bring your big creatures out, you want to make the field even, because that's essentially where this library actually shines. It shines in the fact that it has bigger creatures than any other library out there in this game. So whenever you both start off from 0 and they got nothing in play, you're automatically going to win because you got the bigger creatures out. And nothing your opponent brings out is going to be able to combat with what you got. So it puts you both in a position of 1-on-1. And this card equalizes that position. And if you happen to have any Eldrazi creatures in play, then you're automatically going to be left with creatures in play and your opponent's going to be left with 0. So it's just an amazing card. And glad it is at 3 now with a promo code. Next we got to Artisans of Kozilek. This is Eldrazi, lets you bring out any creatures from the graveyard, from the grave back to the field. It has Annihilator too. You gotta be careful though, because this creature actually does not work if you summon it on the field with like Tooth and Nail, or you summon it on the field with Summoning Trap, or you summon it on the field with, I would say, Greenstone Sinnet. It does not work. It does not get an effect. It actually needs to be played directly from your hand, where you pay the cost, the summoning cost for this effect to activate. But other than that, it's an amazing card. Pathrace Ulamog, best Eldrazi for attacking. I usually bring it out. If I use Tooth and Nail to bring out Eldrazi's, if I already got my Avenger Zendikar or Primeval Titan ready on the grave, I usually use my Tooth and Nail to bring out It That Betrayals, and Pathrace Ulamog. Simply because that automatically guarantees you that on your next turn when you attack, you're automatically going to get a +5. 5 of your opponent's cards are going to go away, and they're going to become yours. So, and your opponent can only block this creature with 3 other creatures. So if your opponent's low on health, low on life, then more than likely you're going to win if you automatically attack directly and they got less than 9 health, because they can only block with 3 creatures or more. So it guarantees that even if they do block, they're going to take some damage because their creatures are going to be killed, plus the fact that you're going to take 3 of their cards out with the Annihilator 3. So at that Betrayals, of course, anything that does Annihilator is going to become yours. So that includes any permanent enchantment. So if you use at the Betrayals with the All Is Dust, and your opponent has a field full of creatures that, or cards that are not that are colored, that are not non-colored or whatever, then that automatically guarantees the win. So overall, I would say this is the best build so far that I have been able to come up with for this library. And I do believe right now that it could be able to compete with pretty much anything that's out there. I've been, literally since I've made this build right here, I've been consistently beating each of the libraries out there. The only one that I still have trouble beating consistently is Mind Maze, and sometimes I have trouble beating Guardians of Light, especially if they get out their enchantments auras really quick, and I don't have an old dust to be able to take out their creatures, their enchanted creatures or whatever. But anyways, leave me in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about the build that I have, and I guess I will catch you guys later. And by the way, it took forever to figure out whether I wanted to keep Gaia's Revenge out, because that card is just amazing and it can't be countered, and it works wonders against Mind Maze, which is the library that I have most trouble against because it cannot be targeted by anything that's not green. So it was a tough choice, but hey, I decided to keep it out, and maybe I'll put it in every now and then if I counter a lot of Mind Mazes. But other than that, I think it doesn't have that much of an advantage, except against that specific library, or maybe against Dead Walkers, or any other library that has specific cards that target your creature that is not green. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for listening, and I will catch you guys later.